Even though the New Orleans Pelicans don't have a very storied history, they've been home to some great players over the years who've given New Orleans fans some unforgettable moments. So in this video, we're going to be ranking the 10 best players in the Pelicans history. Make sure to stick around till the end because this is going to be a fun one. Let's get right into it. Starting off, we have Eric Gordon at number 10. Gordon was with the franchise for 5 seasons, and while he wasn't able to play an entire season in any of those campaigns, he was always a huge part of their offense when he was healthy. In the 221 games he played with the franchise, he averaged 15.3 points per contest, along with 3.3 assists and 1 steal. E-Money played a huge role in keeping the Pelicans afloat in the 2015 season when he averaged 13.4 points per game while shooting nearly 45% from downtown. Taking everything into account, such as health, efficiency, and his impact on winning, that was easily his best season with the Pelicans. Gordon's final season with the team came the following year when he posted 15.2 points per game on 41, 38, 88 shooting splits, cementing himself as one of the best scorers in the franchise's history. Next up, we have Ryan Anderson at number 9. Anderson played 4 seasons for the franchise and he was a sniper for each and every one of them. He was fantastic with the team throughout his entire stint, as he was knocking down 37.1% of the 6.3 shots he attempted from downtown. His best seasons with the team were easily his first and last. Anderson's first campaign with them came in 2013 when he posted averages of 16.2 and 6.4 on impressive shooting splits of 42, 38, 84. His final season with the Pels in 2016 saw him play 66 games, and even though he mostly came off the bench, he put up terrific averages of 17 and 6 while converting on 42.7% of field goals and 36.6% of his threes. Much like Gordon, he was a great scorer and always gave New Orleans fans something to look forward to. Moving on, we have PJ Brown at number 8. When Brown played for the team, he was the definition of a fan favorite, even though he didn't have insane stats. But it was the fact that he played with so much hustle and heart that everyone appreciated. In his 4 seasons with the team, he averaged 10.3 points per game, along with 8.5 rebounds while shooting 47% from the field and 84% from the charity stripe. He put up at least 10 points and 8 rebounds a night for 3 straight campaigns, and was easily one of the most reliable big men in the league during that stretch. The team gave Big Cat a lot of respect as he was the defensive anchor and a locker room leader for his entire stint. Coming up, we have Baron Davis at number 7. Davis was the star of the franchise when they moved to New Orleans. He played 135 games for the franchise and he didn't disappoint, as he scored 20.2 points per game along with 7 assists and 4 rebounds during that run. He was particularly impressive in the 2004 season when he made it to the All-Star game and finished the season with averages of 22.9, 7.5, 4.3. And get this, he also led the league in steals with 2.4 per contest. Baron was one of the main reasons the team could even rack up 41 wins and snag the 5th seed in the East. We're sure OG New Orleans fans will never forget the memories he gave them that season. Following that, we have Jamal Mashburn at number 6. Jamal only played 101 games for the team, but he was an elite scorer for most of them, as he averaged 21.5 points per game when he played in New Orleans. Along with that, he was dishing 5 dimes per contest along with 6.1 rebounds. So Mashburn was an all-around beast. Jamal's 2003 season was him at his best since his 2nd and 3rd seasons in the league, as he was an all-star for the first and last time in his career. Monster Mash was a walking bucket when he got going, and his mid-range game along with his 3-point shooting were a sight for sore eyes. Now for number 5, we have Brandon Ingram. Even though he's no longer the number 1 option on the team now that Zion's healthy, he's definitely the 2nd option when he's out on the floor. He's currently in his 4th season with the franchise, and while he hasn't been able to play too many games this year, he was still good enough the past few years to find himself at the 6th spot. Ingram's first campaign with New Orleans in 2020 was his best, as he averaged 23.8 points per game, 4.2 assists, and 6.1 rebounds. His efficiency was spectacular as he was making 46% of his field goals and 39% of his threes while being an 85% shooter from the free throw line. His efforts earned him his first All-Star appearance, and we're sure he's going to have many more under his belt as his career goes on. He followed that up with another season of him averaging 23.8 on amazing efficiency once again, though his numbers did take a bit of a dip in the 2022 season. We haven't seen too much of BI this year, but we're sure that once he's back on track, he's going going to be cooking his opponents on a nightly basis. Next up, we have Jrue Holiday at number 4. Jrue's longest stint in the NBA came with New Orleans as he played with the team for 7 seasons. In each season, Jrue was making shots, dishing dimes, and helping AD look like a star, thanks to his elite playmaking. In the 415 games Holiday played for the franchise, he averaged 17.6 points per game, 6.8 assists, and 4.2 rebounds. And of course, he was a pretty efficient player as he shot 46% from the field, 34% from deep, and 77.5% from the charity stripe. While Holiday was great in every season with New Orleans, he was on another level in 2019 as he put up averages of 21.2 points per game, dished out 7.7 dimes, and grabbed 5 boards per contest as well. Not to mention, he was a lockdown defender who made life miserable for most opposing point guards. After all, he averaged at least 1 steal a game throughout his entire run with the team. What's more, he's first in 3-pointers in Pelicans history, second in assists, third in steals as well as field goals, and even has the 4th most points. If he was still on the squad, they'd be deadly, but we're sure Pelicans fans are happy to see him thriving on the Bucks. Moving on, we have David West at number 3. Even though he had a slow start to his career, West was a menace for New Orleans once he finally came into his own in the 2006 season. In the 8 seasons he played for the city, he posted averages of 16.4 and 7.3, with his best run coming from 2008 to 2010. During that time, he was scoring 18 to 20 points along with 8 or more rebounds like it was nothing, and he was pretty consistent as well since his efficiency was always close to the 50% mark. David's dominant showings in the 2008 and 2009 campaigns earned him back-to-back All-Star selections, and by the time he left the franchise, he cemented himself as one of the greatest to ever wear their uniform. Thanks to his terrific scoring ability in his prime, he currently has the 2nd most points in franchise history. Then at number 2, we have Chris Paul. The point god got his start with New Orleans, and in just his first season, he proved to everybody that he was one of the best players to ever play for the team. His 6-year stint saw him playing 425 games, and he was a beast in almost all of them. CP3 averaged 18.7 points per contest, and even dished out 9.9 dimes a game. What's more, he averaged 2.4 steals across the 6 seasons, which is just ridiculous. Thanks to his elite playmaking, he led the league in assists twice while playing with New Orleans, when he averaged 11.6 a game in 2008 and 11 in 2009. He even led the league in steals on 3 separate occasions during his run with New Orleans, so let's just say he was a nightmare to face when he was in his prime. Chris brought life to the franchise the second he got drafted, as he won the Rookie of the Year award, and thanks to him, people actually started caring about the team. Paul led the team to 3 playoff appearances, with the first coming in 2008, when he almost led them to the Western Conference Finals. He was also a 4-time All-Star with New Orleans, and he's currently the franchise leader in steals, assists, assists per game, offensive rating, as well as win shares. As for his points, his total of 7,936 with the franchise ranks 3rd all-time. Finally, we have Anthony Davis at number 1. Much like CP, the Brow brought the small market team some much-needed attention thanks to his terrific performances on a nightly basis. Davis spent 7 seasons with the Pelicans, and in just his 3rd season in the league, he showed everyone that he was one of the premier big men in the league. He was a walking double-double as he averaged 23.7 and 10.5 during his stint, and we can't forget about his insane ability to block shots, as he swatted 2.4 shots per game in his 466-game run with New Orleans. He led the team to 2 playoff appearances, and while he could never make it too far, Pelicans fans will never forget how much he did for the city during those 6 seasons. As it stands, he's the franchise leader in field goals, free throws, rebounds, blocks, blocks per game, points, points per game, as well as player efficiency rating. Talk about a dominant run. That's a wrap for this video. Do you guys agree with our ranking? Let us know in the comments below. As always, remember to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.